So today is one of those days where I'd been feeling so crappy about myself, so down for weeks to months. If you don't know, I had injured my thigh last fall. It would have been September. And it took a good 6 months for me to even be able to walk on it normally, for it to heal properly. I gained a good amount of weight because I hadn't been able to do any type of regular activities, movement activities. And so this spring was really the first time I had been feeling good, able to use my leg normally, not having to nurse it. But I gained quite a bit of weight over winter in that healing process. I'm trying to, even as a naturopath myself, I still have my battles with my own self-love and body image. There's been so much pressure on me over the years. Self-pressure created by a home environment that puts so much value on how you look, how pretty you are, for people to like you, that it still is very challenging. For me, even if I have 10 pounds, I think that, I could weigh myself. I don't like to weigh myself. I don't like to go off of weight. I like to go how I feel, how I fit in my clothes, how comfortable I feel in my body physically, not just what it looks like or what weight I am. And that's what I try to encourage in my work with women as well. Not focusing on the numbers, but focusing on the sensations of your body and how you're feeling within yourself. And when things rise, to address as they rise. If you're feeling bad about yourself, why is that happening? Is it because someone said something to you? Or is it because you feel uncomfortable in your body for some reason? It's not a bad thing for us to look in the mirror and say, I've gained weight and it makes me feel uncomfortable. I feel heavier. I feel less active. And I don't feel good. And that's okay. But we've kind of put ourselves in a corner in this current culture of body positivity, because it kind of creates this idea of, it doesn't matter what weight you are, be happy, be positive, accept yourself the way you are. Now, there's a double-edged sword there, because there is truth to that, but there is also truth to the fact that eating and behaving and living a certain way is not good for your well-being, mentally, physically, spiritually. So there's this midline we need to come to of understanding how our body is speaking to us, in what ways it's speaking to us, and listening to that and nurturing that, not just rejecting. We constantly put it in society's responsibility, saying it's societal pressure that makes us behave certain ways. It's often internalized voices that create that pressure. More than the external world, it's some sort of voice that has become our own criticism, our own self-critic. So then it becomes this rejection of that self-critic, which also becomes our own detriment. Because by rejecting that self-critic, we want to do the opposite of what that self-critic is saying. So they're saying, you have gained weight and you don't feel good and you're in an unhealthy place. So to reject that self-critic, we say, I'm happy the way I am. I'm not going to change myself because society thinks that I need to look a certain way. It's not about society. It is about your own well-being and how you feel in yourself. And the truth of the matter is, when you are eating in a lighter way, active, with nature, getting outside, moving regularly, feeling better about your activities, your life, how you're living, the work that you're doing. That will reflect in your body, physically, energetically, spiritually. So your physical and energetic essence, that signature of who you are, is essentially the reflection of how you are in relationship with yourself. So while your value doesn't come from your weight or the way you look or how pretty you are, the way you look is a reflection of the way you value yourself. That's what matters. It has nothing to do with anybody else outside of you. And often the most harsh critic you'll ever come across is yourself. And it's not even your own voice. It is the internalized voices of those that usually parental figures, mothers, family members, or probably relationships as well. But women often put it on men, saying that we are trying to look a certain way for men. But in reality, it isn't men who created that standard. It's women. A standard we put on ourselves over time. Men aren't the ones creating the fashion industry or the beauty industry. They often will utilize what they see as trends and anchor that. But women in general are the ones who are creating what we expect of other women. Same with gossip culture. The same with, the culture of women attacking women and women being such critical people. Women are more critical than men. So it's always funny to me that there's such hate given to men as far as women's body image, because it's more on women than it is men. Nala, get down. She's always after my plants. My little plant haven. So when it comes to yourself and your healing, it has everything to do with being in integrity with yourself. And that involves honesty and self-responsibility. Taking the responsibility to look yourself in the mirror, through the eyes, in your body, the essence beneath the surface, not just what we're seeing on the surface. This surface is a reflection of the internal. So when we look at ourselves and we're not happy with something, we shouldn't reject where that comes from. We need to look beyond that voice and see if we are in integrity with ourselves and holding ourselves responsible for how we are living, how we're eating, how we're moving, how we're mothering, how we are in our work environment, our purpose. And I know I haven't fully connected with that piece of me yet, because I'm still working on my relationship with myself every day. And sometimes that's the hardest part.